All right, it's 7. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 7:03. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. And I don't have a pen. Angela, can you grab me a pen? Roll call.
All right, Greg?
Here.
Sarah? Here. Angela here. Lisa? Here. Chris?
Here. We're going to start with the agenda approval. We had some additions. Item E, number 4, Tri-Hospital Quarterly Update, EMS Update. Item I-21, request to approve resolution. Item 22, request to review proposal. Item I-23, request to approve and accept the corrected updated job descriptions. We had a couple corrections on the items 1 and 2. We have a lower contract cost, so those are the corrections. I'd like to verbally add an item I-24, if we can. Talking about compensation for the township employees to help out with the hoods, tunes, and brews. So that'll be item 24, I-24.
Sorry, sir, could you repeat the last part of what you just said?
Paying the hourly employees of the township during the hoods, tunes, and brews. That's item I-24.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, we're short on volunteers, so,
Thank you.
yep, so that'll be item I-24. I gotta write that down. Is there any other additions or deletions? If not, I'll accept the motion.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor by saying aye? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. I'm going to open up the public hearing at 7:05. Before I do that, somewhere I have it, right here. I'm going to make an opening statement so that everybody kind of knows what's going on.
Can I have
Excuse me,
quiet?
can we have quiet, please? This is important. I want everybody to pay attention because I want to get through this. We got a long meeting tonight, a long agenda. We got a lot of people here to speak. Good evening, and thank you all for being here, number one. Tonight, we're discussing a proposed increase to the fire and police protection assessment, an issue that directly affects the safety and sustainability of our community services. Let me begin by clarifying, this is not a new tax. Every resident is paying into this assessment since 2019, and it is scheduled to continue through 2027. What we are proposing tonight is an increase of 1 mil to cover the cost of 2 contracts. One for the continued fire protection through Marine City Fire Authority, and one for the police services through the St. Clair County Sheriff's Department. We are not creating our own police department. This contract would provide professional law enforcement coverage without the overhead and building and managing a local force. It would allow us to enforce our existing misdemeanor ordinances more effectively, saving the township an estimated $40,000 per year in circuit court costs. If we do not move forward with police services, we will be forced to end the current assessment. That would immediately eliminate dedicated fire funding, even though we are still legally obligated to pay our share as a 0.25% owners of the Marine City Fire Authority. Without the assessment, those costs will fall entirely on the general fund, just as they did previous to 2019, where it severely depleted our budget and limited our ability to provide other essential services. Essentially, the township was broke. We had $32,000. We've already held 2 special meetings on this issue. Tonight's hearing is a continuation of that conversation. The current assessment expires in 2027. And if we find that the police services are not providing sufficient value, we will have the opportunity to replace the assessment with one focused solely on fire at that time. This proposal is also about safety. Since January, we've had 19 traffic accidents at one intersection, say in Starrville, with a minimum of one fatality. I have not confirmed if there was two. A visible law enforcement presence can and will help slow traffic and prevent further tragedies. It's my sincere hope that this investment will save lives and make our community safer for everyone. Finally, we have a large number of residents here wishing to speak tonight. Please be respectful and mind the 3-minute time limit on public comments. Let's keep the conversation civil, focused, and constructive. We all deeply care about this community, and your input is valued. Thank you. The next thing I will bring up,
Would you guys like to all come in? There are
There's some open seats.
There's seats interspersed among.
now, in 2019,
There's I think 2 over there. There's a bunch right there.
I can sit on the floor.
in 2019, when this assessment was created, there was 2 public hearings. I got the agenda, the minutes of the agenda from one of those meetings. There was a list of 16 people who spoke out. Now, I only made 20 copies, so there was 20 copies of this. If somebody else wants to see it, I'm happy to provide it. There were 16 people that spoke out against the fire and police assessment as it stood. I am number 13, okay? I want everybody to realize, and I'm gonna explain to you why I was number 13. I was in favor of the fire. I explained at that meeting to the board that if you had no intention to get police, you shouldn't have a fire and police assessment. They did it that way for whatever reason they did it. They didn't listen to us as the residents. It's created for both. You can create one, the other, or both together. We didn't need a police contract. I'm locked into that assessment till 2027 to continue funding the fire. This is our solution. I don't have time to end it and start a new one and keep the fire funding. This is not the way I wanted to do it. I ran telling you guys I'd look for any other way to do it. There isn't. I've looked at grants. We can't get grants until we have a police contract. I've looked at every avenue. We had Commander Zook from the state police. They won't provide a detachment here, which we could use the amount that we already collect would cover the building. We could convert the building. They won't provide it. This is our option. I've asked the public for input and other ways to handle this. We've explored all avenues. That's why we're here tonight. Did anybody else have anything else they wanted to say before I open up public comment? Okay. We did it, I believe we had a sign-up sheet.
It's up here on the podium.
Okay. If you guys are here to speak out against it so that you can appeal it, make sure you sign that sheet so that there's record. We're videoing the meeting anyway, so there'll be record if you guys appeal to the tax tribunal. So I'll open the floor. If anybody wants to come up to the podium, now's your time.
You want to call them in the order they're
Oh,
in?
yeah, I can call them, if you guys are gonna come up, I'll call you in the order that you signed in on. Is that Fred?
I think
Frank.
it says
Frank Lurkowski? Sorry, I don't have my glasses. I was, before we come up to the podium, but I had,
He was plumbing issues.
yeah, we had a major plumbing issue, so I literally had 10 minutes to go home and get cleaned up before I came back.
Frank Lurkowski, 8407 River.
I am going to have a timer for everyone's.
Go ahead.
Oh, no issue. I'll make it short and sweet. I'm kind of against any type of any more taxes, incremental taxes, et cetera. My biggest concern is legacy costs. Once you get roped in with the county sheriffs, it's $51,000 it starts at, and then it goes up, if you look at the printout, it goes up quite a bit. And that's the lion's share of the money that is going into the sheriff's pension fund. I don't like legacy costs. I don't want to noose anybody in here with legacy costs. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
I appreciate it. I'll address that. Yeah, the actual 3-year contract and the amounts were on the table. So, yeah, I mean, it's like a $10,000 cost over 3 years increase from now till then. So that was out there. If anybody needs a copy of that, we can make more copies. Should I say Alex or Donald Thompson?
I won't speak right now.
Okay. Glenn?
That's Glenn Maley.
Okay.
Well, I'm against the police department. The fire department already has a perfect record. Have you ever seen them save a house?
Yeah,
Never. Okay, but we'd have to have it anyways. But the police department I have a problem with. Did we ask the sheriff and tell him that we had this problem? Obviously we did, right? So didn't they bring a police officer out to patrol? I mean, we do pay for the sheriff, right?
What's that?
We do pay for sheriff already.
Well,
So when you make a complaint that we have speeding problems, we have accidents, how did they address this problem? They just told you that, well, you guys paid me more money and then we'll bring someone out? It sounds like extortion to me. I really don't like it. I don't like the idea of having to build a building for them.
we don't.
Good. My other thing is this police officer just for us, or is he being shared amongst other townships?
I'll answer those questions. You want me to answer some of those now?
Could you please?
So the sheriff has 3 roaming deputies, everything south of Port Huron, east of I-94. There's 3 roaming deputies. The deputies that are in Algonac are contained to Algonac, so they don't come to our community because they pay a larger contract exclusive there. We'll have a deputy 6 hours a day, 7 days a week dedicated to our township. China has a deputy 6 hours a day, 7 days a week. East China has a deputy 6 hours a day, 7 days a week. St. Clair Township is looking at doing the same thing we're doing. They're getting their same thing together right now. So the sheriff's eventual plan would be the 4 communities here that have contracts. When we have a call outside of our deputy's 6 hours, and he's not busy in and their deputy isn't busy on a call in that township, they can respond to us, and vice versa. Right now, we're gonna have a deputy 6 hours a day, 7 days a week, 6 hours a day. The other 6 hours of his shift will be in these communities that have the contracts, as a roaming deputy in this area. So we have deputies closer to our area is the plan. That's the way the sheriff has explained it to me. And the other 3 deputies will still be roaming deputies throughout the county.
Okay, so when we complained about we're having a problem, how'd they address this? Did they not send a police officer and say, well, we're gonna patrol this area and stop the speeding?
It's a large area for 3 officers to cover. I mean,
Yeah, but we pay for the sheriff department. We
Yeah.
already pay for them,
But so do other.
right?
So do other.
Absolutely. So if they have a problem in another neighborhood that is not paying them extra money, what do? Just thumb their nose up to them?
No.
No,
go
they
there.
have,
They
they're
go there for
obligated
emergency
to
calls.
come. Did they come?
The other aspect of this too is so everybody knows I created the municipal civil infraction ordinance. I decriminalized a portion of our ordinances so that we could actually enforce them. All of our ordinances were misdemeanors. We have no authority to enforce our ordinances. Any misdemeanors, we can't enforce. I have to take it all to circuit court. With this contract, all of our entire book of ordinances will then be enforceable at the district court level. And the circuit court, the chief circuit court judge has granted Judge Horowitz authority under the law to exercise the same powers as the circuit court on ordinances, on misdemeanor ordinances enforced by the sheriff's department. Currently, the sheriff's department will not enforce our ordinances or write misdemeanor tickets for our ordinance violations.
So they won't pull anybody over for speeding?
What's that?
They won't pull nobody over for speeding?
They
I didn't say that.
If they're here.
If they're here and they catch you, yeah, they'll pull you over. But like, again, I said, there's 3 roaming deputies. I don't know if any of you have called Commander Zook and expressed your concerns about the speeding in the township. We have his personal cell phone number on our website. After our last April special meeting on the subject, he gave us his personal cell phone. Did anybody call him? I did. I haven't seen I've seen more state police in the area more often, but not often enough. So that answers some of those questions. I mean,
Okay, so my next question is is the revenue sharing?
the revenue sharing,
Oh, absolutely. If they're giving out tickets, are we going to get a percentage of the revenue?
the court, well, just like our current MCI ordinance, when fines are levied, we get a third of those fines.
So we will pick up money from this.
Oh, yeah, that's not the goal, but yes,
Well, it
that's,
helps offset the cost.
what's that?
It would help offset
It
the
will,
cost.
yeah, I'm sure it
Right?
will.
And I guess this is, my last thing is, now, I understand there's been 2 meetings
Correct.
addressing this. You know, right, you see the gray hair here? Okay? You say, I don't have the websites and,
No,
and the internet and, you know, you say public notice, and I wonder if you put it in the Mining Gazette. Okay?
It's in the voice.
It's in the voice.
Okay, well, I don't get the voice, okay? And I imagine I could pay for it, right? But I'm on a strict budget, I'm on a fixed budget.
No, I understand that, yep.
Okay, and I think we'll find other seniors that had no idea this was going on, to be able to express our concern until we received a public notice. And then we said, what is this? What's going on?
Right, well,
Right?
can I ask a question? Can I ask the whole crowd a question? And by a show of hands, how many people were here for the 2019 meeting when this assessment was created?
Never got nothing.
How about the 2022 meeting when it was renewed?
Nope.
Well, you see, it's not that we don't love our township.
Now, and that's just,
Okay.
and so can you guys understand my dilemma? I do everything above board. I tell you guys everything as much as I can. I mean, as much as I can pump the information out, I do. And I only hope that other neighbors talk to other neighbors, when I post things on Facebook, when I post it on the website, I really hope that the neighbors talk to each other. That's the best I can hope for.
Well, obviously, we didn't, because we didn't know about it to be able to share this. When I was able to share it, I've shared it probably with 20 neighbors.
Right.
Right,
Well-
who all dropped their mouths, and I don't see them here today, because they probably figured, what's the sense? That they're gonna do what they want anyways.
Right.
Right?
Can I ask another question? Just, and I'm not being facetious when I ask these questions, because I love the fact that you're all here tonight. How many people knew that we were paying for police currently? And nobody's ever said anything about why we're paying for police, but we don't have police?
Right.
Didn't know we had police.
Can I ask those of you that raised your hand that you knew we were paying for police, did you ever think where that money is?
Where is it?
In the bank.
It's in an account.
Sitting in a bank
That we
account.
can't spend on anything else that has been illegally being collected from you guys for a very long time. You've been paying for police and you've had no contract. So we've been collecting money from you and holding on to it and not using it for anything. You guys have all been paying for this.
Yeah.
For years,
Wow, yeah.
for years.
So,
It's
and now my hands are tied.
What's the total on that?
We have
No, not a
127,
million.
we have roughly $127,000 in the police fund right now. My hands are tied. I can't end the assessment and then get it done, another assessment.
And one other thing, that money sitting in that account, we cannot, by law, use it for anything else. We can't take it out and pay the fire contract with it. We can't use it for the roads. We can't use it for anything. It is strictly,
strictly for police.
has to be used for police. There's no way around it.
Just one question, is it assessed per your property value, or is it assessed for every citizen, since police and fire are for every single citizen? in the state?
It's assessed on every parcel based on taxable value. It's a 1 mil increase based on your taxable value. So if your taxable value is $100,000, it's $100. If it's $40,000, it's $40. So,
Per year.
The police officer's not more like, he responds to all crime.
He-
So
it-
the
he-
big farmer and the little
he
farmer
res-
and the small shop owner and the person that.
responds to everybody. Everybody will get,
But they're all paying a different rate for the service from that.
based on property value.
On your, well, that's your taxes in general.
Yeah.
Your
No,
taxes,
and we got a chance to not do that because
question,
we're
I'll
gonna
ask
have
him.
fire and those things. We're a community, it should, my assessment of it is it should be pro share per everybody that's in here, because I just moved to the community and I got my assessment, and I was like, wow, that's
I get it. Well, and another I want you to stay at the podium, but I want to address another issue. And I went over this back in April. I had a slideshow and a presentation. This township, we collect $4.5 million into property taxes. We get less than 400,000 of that. 200,000 of that 400, well, like 396,000, but 200,000 of that is the current fire and police assessment. $96,000 of that is the $500,000 that was tacked on 2 years ago for the roads, which I will not renew when it expires. The other $120,000 is what we pay in an operating millage. That's what keeps the lights on in this office. That's what cuts the grass in the community. That's what pays our workers in the office. We're running this township on $121,000. Now, we get $362,000, is what we got last year, on state sales tax revenue sharing. Every half mile of this road takes $100,000. I spend about we're required to give another $100,000 for gravel to the road commission. Then there's another $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 that goes to the road commission for cutting the grass in the ditches. Then we have another $50,000, $60,000 that go to other maintenance repairs, all to the road commission. Most of that $370,000 we get in sales tax revenue sharing goes to the road commission. Everybody calls me. I get calls multiple times a week. We need to fix the ditches. We need to do this. We need to do that. There's no money for it. We get $120,000 to do that stuff with. It isn't there. So out of $4.5 million, all your money's going to the schools, the county, and the state. We're getting less than $400,000. And we're doing a damn fine job with what we have and what we collect. If I could pay for this police contract out of what we get in our general fund, I'd do it. We don't have it. It's not there.
And you're saying we have to have it. See, I don't want
Until
it.
2027, we have to have something.
Yes.
So you're saying
Until it runs out.
regardless of how we feel, we gotta have this anyways.
Mary,
So here's what I wanted to ask, and I'll sit down. Our township does not have a millage, per se, to run the government.
it's .67 mils. It's about 119,000 is what we get. That's the operating millage.
Okay, and what is the average for the townships like us, like East China and some of these other townships? What is
Ira's the same as us, .67.
Yeah.
6.7?
Now, here's the difference. And people wonder why, they call us a small township. We're 22 square miles. China, they're 35 square miles. East China, 35 square miles. Clay Township, 38 square miles. Ira, I don't know, I don't even know, but they're over 30 square miles. We're 22 square miles. So they got another 15 square miles of property that they collect taxes on. We're the lowest tax rate in the county overall. Well, I say we're the lowest three. We'll still be in the lowest three even with this increase. We don't collect a lot of money. And believe me, I've looked at every avenue to fix this. We've been over it with the attorneys. If we end it, the township still has to pay the contract to the Marine City Fire Authority because we own 0.25% of that fire department.
Well, we have to have them, I understand that, and we can't afford to start our own.
If I could do this any other way and still keep the fire funding, I'd have already done it. I would have already done it.
Well,
I'm asking that, I know you guys are, there's a bunch of you opposed to it. It's 3 years. And I make a promise to anybody else who wants to come up and speak. We will have multiple public meetings again. And if I have to spend the $1,100 to send out postcards so that everybody knows I'm having them at that time, because we'll evaluate if my accident rate goes down, we have the highest fatal accident rate per capita in the county.
What?
Yeah,
Because we're so.
per capita.
We're small,
We're s-
but yet that quarter.
We've had 4 fatal
Back
accidents in a
corner
year.
and Shea Road.
Yep,
Yeah, and that's-
26 in March.
We haven't done anything to address Shea Road, we haven't made it a four-way stop, we haven't put a light in there, we haven't done.
We've advocated for all of that.
Yeah, but-
We have no control over that.
Yeah.
That's all road commission.
Well, and
We've
that's,
told them.
Paying
We've
the
told
road
them.
commission, then let,
Well,
then
yeah,
let's go stick
I mean,
road signs up.
I
you
mean,
know, but you say what I'm talking about, where you have 2 spots that are really bad, and I'm sure that you've talked to the sheriff about it, and they don't do anything to address it, and that's wrong, because we're paying for the sheriff,
well,
right?
yeah, a big portion of your tax dollars go to the county, and then the county gives the sheriffs their budget. They don't have a lot of money. This is, it's a crisis with, and I get, believe me, I get where you're coming from. I've looked at every aspect of this.
Yeah.
If I could do this any other way, we wouldn't be here tonight. I'll be honest with you, we wouldn't be here tonight. I have to be honest with you guys, I have a bigger vision, because I could save the policing, 30 to 35% of what the policing costs between the sheriffs, Marine City, and Clay Township Police. Their budget's like $5 million, just the Clay Township Police is a Southern St. Clair County Police Authority. It would cut the cost 35% for everybody in south of 32 Mile Road. That would include Ira, Clay, Algonac, Marine City, Cottrellville, China, East China, and Casco. We'd all have our own, it'd be an authority, and it would save 35%. You're talking $10 million overall, I mean, on all these communities. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. But that's my vision, that would be my goal,
That's your goal for 2027, eh?
and I'll never have it by 2027. It'd be like a 10-year process. When they did the authority in Genesee County, the Flint Genesee Police Authority, it took them 7 years to put it together.
Wow.
So, and it's worked out, it saved them a ton of money, and they have better policing for it. That would be my ultimate goal. This is a Band-Aid fix. To be honest with you, it's a Band-Aid fix.
Okay.
It's 3 years. I gotta suck it up just like you guys, it's 3 years. And like I said, in 2027, I'll hold 5 meetings. We've held a year's worth of meetings and we're in August. And let's look and see, did we save lives? Are people slowing down? Because I hear it every day, and everybody who has Facebook sees it on all the township pages. People flying down Shade, people flying down 26, people passing in the left on 26, people flying down Marsh, people flying down Broadbridge, down Roberts Road, every day. If this can slow people down and we can save a couple lives, because I can guarantee you there's probably only a couple corners in this township that there isn't crosses where people have died in the last 10 years. Shea, Starville being the worst one. Again, so I want you guys to come up now, and if you didn't have any other questions, come up. You've heard my spiel, you understand where I'm coming from.
Bob wants to know what 1 mil raises in the township.
I have a whole book.
There's 2 books out there. Can one of you
Everybody
guys-
can look up,
One of those white binders that's on that table?
anybody can look up their numbers.
Yeah, if you know your taxable value, that's how much the,
Aggregate, total, dollars.
it's
What they're gonna
100,
bring in,
it's $196,000.
1 mil,
1 mil is
to
196,
just township.
to the township, here, I'll take it. Yeah, for each mill, we get 196,000. So the way so I'll explain the way it is right
You're
now.
going from 400 to 600.
Correct,
You're increasing the budget by 50%.
correct. Well, it'd be a third, it's 30%, 33%. And I know it's a hard pill to swallow. But that's where we're at. I mean, I can't do it any cheaper.
Does it stay forever, or when you say 3 years, in 3 years it's reevaluated?
We're gonna reevaluate, and listen, if every one of you guys come back and tell me, hey, we don't see the value, let's end it. I will end it.
Technically, it ends.
It ends in
It ends in
2027.
2027. If we renew it, that'll be the question.
And that's gonna be spent on it, so there's,
It's $51,000 a year to have the sheriff for 6 hours a day. We're already 2 years into it. Why do we have to have the assessment that high? Can't we just delay
Technically-
the assessment to the second year to show statistical drop, and then we add the mill?
That's a good point, and I'll explain that. So this first year, technically, we had a contract, and it stated $219,000 a year, which would have been a total of 1.22 mils to pay the police contract. We got the 127,000 in. I said, if we just do 1 mil, then I can supplement that for 3 years with that 127,000. Because it's gonna go up, I'd have to pull it up in here, but it would go from 200 to about 211 over 3 years. This is reviewed annually now with the budget. If I see next year that I only need 0.8 mils for next year's taxes to cover the contract, I'm gonna lower it. This is supposed to be reviewed annually. It was never set up that way. The resolution to the correction to this assessment is reviewed annually, so I can reduce it. I will never raise it above 1 mil, because 1 mil will cover it with what I got in the bank. But if I see that we got enough money and I say I got 160, then by year 3, I can cover it with no, I'll reduce it during the budget process. I held 2 special budget meetings, or 2 open budget workshops that nobody came to.
I'll be here every time.
I love it. I beg people to come. I mean, watch the videos. I make the joke. I say Bueller when I.
Someone on the big white house on Shea Road, and it's a service dog training farm.
Right.
It's getting built, so that's what I'm.
So we discussed this in length with everybody on the board of what we had to do. So yeah, I'll move down the list. Mike Warswick.
Yes, you got it. Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'd just like to say, I'm retired, my wife's retired, we're on a fixed income, went through COVID, we had 9% inflation for a while. I didn't get any increase in money, you know, and I'm on a fixed income. I'd like to ask, how did we get in this? Mary Agnes raised the millage without a vote, right? We voted against some kind of millage.
Yep. 2017, we voted no to a fire millage. We still owned, this goes back to, and I'm pretty good with dates, but it goes back to like 2010 when Tom Raymond was supervisor, and we became part of the fire authority. Now, from 2010 to 2015 or 2016, the fire department, when they would come put out a fire or they made a call, you would get a bill for that. Sometimes your insurance would pay for it, sometimes it wouldn't, sometimes you would get billed and go on your taxes. The law changed, they can't do that anymore. So then it became, we were still a 1/4% owner of the fire authority, we still had to pay. So we paid for it out of the general fund from like 2015 on. And at one point we had $1 million, 1.2 in the general fund. By 2017, we were down to like 100,000. 2018, we were down to 30,000. The original assessment was created to save the township because we couldn't pay the bills. And yeah, it was voted down. They had to do it. They had to do it. And most residents were okay with why we had to do it. It was how it was done. And again, here's the proof. I came out and said, this isn't right. Because you can have one, the other, or both. And she did both. And I'll explain. The 1 mil that we pay now, 0.88 goes to fire. 0.12 goes into the bank account. Now, that 0.88 isn't enough to cover the fire because we have the Marine City Fire Authority and we have a contract with IRA. So we gotta pay both. We supplement.
Ira comes to that end of the township.
Right.
And Marine City
So
comes to that end.
we supplement the fire contract out of the general fund about $20,000 every year. This year I was able to do it with only $10,000. But for the last 5 years, they've supplemented it with $20,000 every year because it really takes 1 full mil to cover the fire contracts. So that 20,000, if she would have just created a fire mill or fire assessment at 1 mil, we wouldn't be here today. I didn't put us in this position. I ran to try and get us out of it. I've looked at every option. I've talked to the public. This is where I'm at. So does that answer the question?
That helps.
Okay.
In other words, we really don't need a police. We need to get out of a jam, you know? That's what it sounds to me like.
I advocate for the police. I ran on it. You guys know that. But I didn't want to use this to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we need police to slow traffic down. We've had too many fatal accidents. We have too much speeding. Everybody knows it. And for those watching at home, I'm going to tell you right now, I know which houses are the drug houses. That's going to end.
Sweet.
I already know. So that's another aspect. You know, people don't realize what's going on. We have a couple. We have a couple of illegal marijuana grows in the township. That'll end. I can't do anything about it. The police can. So they spend a lot of time doing that, but not in our communities. So I think it'll help public safety, and we'll know in 2 years. That's all I'm asking for, is just, let's give it a shot. If it doesn't work, I'll end it. And I'll eat the crow and say I was wrong, it didn't work.
Thanks.
Karen? No. Mark? You're up.
One more time.
Mark Morris, 7623 River Road. I'm against, I don't think we need the police presence here, right? If we call, they come regardless, correct? We do have roaming people that come from,
They cover emergency calls, yes.
But
yeah,
they don't patrol the area.
right,
They just come for calls.
yeah. Okay, that's all I got to say. I'm opposed to it.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
David Schweihofer?
My question's been asked already.
You don't want to come oppose it? No? Okay.
Vicky?
The same thing, my questions have been answered,
George?
Yes.
but you don't have a choice.
Yes.
You pass? Okay.
Steve?
I have one question though. So
Yes.
this 200 grand that we're gonna,
Yep.
for the police, that's only for 6 hours a day, 7 days a week?
That's it.
Yeah,
But it's a full time.
That means they have to be within our boundaries for those.
they have to be in our boundaries for 6 hours. Now, they run in 6-hour shifts, or 12-hour shifts, so that one deputy, the sheriff has said, he's gonna stay in this area for his other 6 hours.
Is it midnight or during the day?
I haven't gotten the hours and times yet. The sheriff is gonna analyze what times he needs to have the deputy here to better protect the community. So that'll all be discussed with the sheriff, and I'll invite him back here at next month's board meeting to discuss the hours and stuff that he's gonna do. Let's get through this list of people that signed up, and then I'll take questions.
Where was I at? Zachary?
May?
Yeah.
Nick,
I'm just a little confused on why we can't use, there's all those banked hours. Why couldn't we use those up and then just increase the village in 2 years to whatever it has to be to
the
cover?
big guys, because we only have 127,000, and it's
It doesn't
roughly,
even cover a year. What's
it's
this?
$18,000 a month. So, yeah, that's liability and all that. So, yeah, we will be using that 127,000. That's going to be used over the course of this next 3 years, because if we have to end the assessment in 2027, then we'll have enough to pay the last year of the contract, and it'll end.
So what happens to 127 if this thing is voted down tonight? That's just gone?
Nope, I have to pay it back to everybody who paid it, and that includes the fire funding. We'll be bankrupt immediately.
They're together, it's not separate.
It's not separate.
Because of the way
But
that
you guys
it
are
was.
gonna separate this at some point.
What's that?
The goal here is to separate the fire and the police.
If in 3 years, everybody, or in 2 years, when everybody comes and says, it ain't working, yeah, that's what we'll do. But if people come in, if you guys come back and say, you know what, it wasn't such a bad idea, we say whatever, then
At
we can
that
talk.
point, could we make them separate? We could make them
In
separate.
2027, it'll end automatically, and then we'll just create one for the fire, if that's what we choose to do.
So the options in 2027 would be just to either renew what we have and keep it going, or end it and
So
start
we can't
something new.
vote to stop it like on a certain contract year? Like, why are we tied into 27?
Well, because the assessment goes to
Because these-
2027
because
anyway.
these other
What you're
ones.
currently paying for goes until 2027.
Yeah. They only do 3-year contracts, that's it. Because they actually have to hire, and I'll be honest with you, we saved another $20,000 on this contract, but they actually had to hire 2 people because of our contract. One, they have to hire 1 new deputy, which we're not getting a brand new deputy, we're getting an experienced deputy. And then because of the amount of deputies that are in now, they had to hire a supervisor just to handle our contract. So the sheriff's department is eating a huge cost by adding an extra supervisor to their force.
They had to buy a new car too.
Yeah, they gotta buy a new car.
So we're in this contract now?
No.
No, this is, so we
It's
don't
what's
have
proposed, it's
any
what we have.
police presence now?
No.
No hours?
No hours. No hours.
But what he's, basically you're telling him
Yeah.
is, we don't have somebody patrolling the streets.
Right.
But in the same sense is that we have a problem at our house, somebody comes.
Correct.
Yep, and some, and I'm not gonna say sometimes
It
they're
will
not,
depend on what the call is.
where they're at.
That's right, I mean, it will depend on how serious the
It
call
could
is.
be, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 2 hours.
Exactly, okay.
It's all over the board, it just depends on how busy they are. Because
Okay.
they're not sending somebody from Algonac, they're not sending somebody from the other two
But why
communities.
though? They used to come.
Because Algonac they're paying an ungodly amount, over $1 million to have those deputies in that community and only in that community.
You want service, you gotta pay.
Yeah,
So-
well, I lived on Gina, which is split, and they used to always come.
Well, that's why I keep saying.
That's ridiculous.
why I
They're
keep
not
saying
bigger than
that
us.
We already pay the sheriff,
And
Well, just like-
not giving us the service.
I wish he would've come back tonight, he didn't have time, he couldn't make it tonight. I wish he would come back because he could have addressed it. He addressed it, if you watched the April 2nd meeting, he addressed it.
I mean, why don't we just stop paying the sheriff and just hire the sheriff?
Well, I was
Isn't that what we're doing?
The sheriff is a very important part of your first responders here. The sheriff is actually the most powerful person to keep federalism out of your business.
Yes,
They're the
exactly, and
first
we have one
But
right
I would
now,
say-
man.
But it's not this township.
They pay privately
We need to
for
go
their
to the county
service.
supervisor boards and start voicing our meeting.
And I get that, but I thought the
that's
sheriffs
where it
were
is.
like for all of the county, not just Algonac.
Well, no,
They
but
pay for their own.
they pay for their own
Just like
sheriff's deputies.
just like if we
So when
pass
they
this,
split from Marines, they split from Clay Township and Algonac, and they started the sheriff, they became their own entity?
well, because they pay for it, just,
Algonac had their own police department. They decided to disband their police department and subcontract it to the county.
Yep.
so just like if this passed, we're gonna have the deputy in our area we're paying for 6 hours a day, right?
They
He's
will
not
not go
going anywhere
elsewhere.
else, he's not gonna go outside of
But it'd
Cottrellville.
still only be 6 hours a day.
Right.
Correct, but they pay for 24-hour coverage for as many hours as, that's why, though, they are there.
Yep.
They're officers,
Oh, I
they're
did
St. Clair
not.
County deputies,
I
but
learned
they're
that.
there.
And now I'll
You
tell you
definitely learn
this.
something new every day.
I'll
Yes,
tell you this,
I agree.
because we did try to get with Marine City, they don't have enough manpower to handle a contract. I did approach Clay Township, they basically called me back and said that they weren't gonna be able to handle our contract, because IRA is going to 24-hour service with Clay Township, and that contract is well over $1 million. We can't afford that, I'm not asking you guys to pay, but if you
Trying
don't.
to wipe us out.
Listen, I understand, I understand, and I'm in the pickle, because you guys are looking at me like, I have to follow the law. And the law says I have to spend that money on police, or I have to end it and pay it all back. And that means finding everybody who sold their properties in this, since 2019,
We'd have to figure out their
Estates.
percentage based on the new owner's percentage.
and I can't use the 100.
Estates for
They
people
use
who have passed.
computers. It shouldn't take very long.
Yeah, it does.
Tracking down like beneficiaries from people
Yeah,
who
because a
were
lot of people have
passed.
died. A lot of people have died. So, yeah,
That's
it's not
what?
as easy.
That'd be a good job.
I have a job that I spend a lot of hours here doing. Yeah, I'm not just, I don't just show up to the board meeting.
You guys only pay us for 17 hours a week, and I'm here, I'm working for this township 80 to 90 hours a week.
Mr. Abbey?
Yes?
What about 911 that we're paying Michigan for? They respond, 911.
Well,
Right.
they'll send you the sheriff.
Yeah, they'll send you the
So if we
sheriff.
have a problem, so why don't we just run it to 27 and see what we'll do
But-
then?
Well, that's what we're doing, but we have to raise the assessment to do that.
There's not.
Have you
enough
ever,
money.
has anybody ever called 911 for somebody speeding down their private road?
I don't really.
They don't, they're not
Yeah,
gonna,
I called, there's a neighbor had a problem, they come right over.
they're not gonna come if you call because somebody sped down your road.
You know, the guy.
I mean,
guy
this
fell down the
means,
floor.
They don't enforce
They'll respond for
emergency calls.
They're not gonna respond to speeding or other
Right.
Yeah.
types of.
Because they don't,
The state police will.
no,
So-
they won't. No, they won't.
No, they won't. Matt King talked about it on April 2nd, so I wish you would have been at that meeting, but you can go to YouTube, look up the special meeting on April 2nd, and you can listen to everything he had to say. We had 890 calls last year.
YouTube is?
890 calls. Go ahead.
So, three things. Well, one, the sheriff from Algonac will respond to us, our area. They are not locked in there. If they need help, officer needs assistance, they'll show up here.
Mutual aid, yep.
So then if we do have our dedicated sheriff for our area for 6 hours and they leave, who's tracking, is there something, how would that get tracked if they're not even there, so they're not fulfilling their end of the contract?
Well, that's where the shared service comes in, and that's not gonna happen right now.
But I just want to make sure that, that.
Right now, our deputy will be here for 6 hours a day for what we're paying for.
If they get called, if they need assistance, the next county over, township over, they're out.
That's not gonna happen yet. If we do a shared,
Algonac has showed up to my house when I dial 911. Especially when you tell them, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it, I got my own gun.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, Kurt, I really do.
I'm saying that though, they will, they're not gonna just go through the, officer needs assistance, and they're not gonna,
Well, for a phone call like that, yes, they're gonna show up, but if it's,
So I just wanna make sure that, one, we're tracked as far as how they're gonna, basically, if the sheriff does leave, make sure that we're not getting screwed, that they're going spending money because the sheriff is taking one off
Well-
and floating through townships.
Right.
They're gonna check, this deputy's gonna check in with us daily, I think at the beginning and end of his shift. And we're gonna know what he's doing and where he's
And,
going.
and
What's that?
per the con,
Where they sleep.
Hang on, I couldn't hear.
Sorry.
he
where
was
they
making a
sleep.
joke.
So the other question is that, so if they do write a ticket, we're supposed to get 1/3 of something in the fund. Does that go into, is that dedicated right back into this fund? Or
Yes.
does it go to the general fund?
Yeah, it goes right back into the police fund. I wanna be, my goal is to not have to charge 1 mil.
No, I understand, I just wanted to make sure that.
Yeah.
We don't have service, that somehow that's getting, they're taking that off the bill.
Right.
Or getting the money back.
Yeah, I'm not,
They write a
I'm,
ticket, it's not going to general fund, it's going back.
right, and again, Kurt, my goal is to lower this as quick as I can. Once I know I have enough for the last year contract, I'm gonna lower it to the bare minimum.
And one last thing to add, if you want to stop the accidents, it'd be really helpful, you should notice when you pull the utility poles, it started on shade, I can see where that guy can see that truck coming, because there's all those signs up and down that pole.
They've been removed, I think they were been removed when that happened. I
Oh,
tried,
they're still there.
did they put them back up? Because they were removed when I was there the other day.
Okay, well, they basically, I mean, I haven't been that way in about maybe 2 weeks, but that they were there just relatively recently.
Okay, yeah, because there was an accident there 10 days ago or last Saturday, and they were, we had them ripped down. I try to stay on top of it. I can't be everywhere at once,
I mean,
so.
it should be up to you, because they should have taken care of that when they showed up to the scene,
Now,
they did their investigation.
right,
This will help. So the county, you were saying, how do we know that they're not leaving and coming? So the county is going to, per the contract, they're gonna furnish us with weekly timesheets and patrol logs. So we will be able to see when and how they're spending their time when they are here, so.
Hey, Greg, can I ask you one question?
I'm unsure, it doesn't say.
Do we have a liability issue? You may mention, I'm not quite understanding how this goes financially.
hang on, I can't hear Mark's question. Go ahead, Mark.
What I'm not gathering here is financially, you said that we'll have to reimburse everybody if this fails, is that money that you don't have? Is that what you said? You said you have to rebate, if this is not passed, You got a refund?
If I have to end this assessment, I have to refund the 127,000. And it's my understanding that because it's a joint assessment, I have to pay it all back.
Including the fire.
Including the fire. And I haven't confirmed that. I have not confirmed that, but my understanding is I have to pay it all back.
But my point would be, right, so now we're talking about the 127 grand we gotta pay back,
Yeah, that,
right?
Yeah.
Or we spend 80 for the next 2 years, and then reevaluate for the 200,000, is what I'm saying, right? Because you're gonna use that 127 towards all this, correct?
right.
Yes. Okay.
If you guys are hearing them right.
In all actuality, it kind of sucks, but we're gonna be in a better financial spot to just eat it for the next 2 years than try to pay the 127 back.
Yes.
It's costing you 50 versus 127, is that
You
accurate?
don't have to pay back even the fire.
It's my understanding, and again, I don't want, because I don't have,
Well, that's kind of an important,
well, I've been trying to get that answer, because the law says if you don't use it in 5 years, it's gotta be paid back. It doesn't say what has to be paid back. So, nobody can clarify that for me, and if I don't pay it all back, then let's say I was supposed to pay it all back, which included the entire fire funding since 2019 at roughly $200,000 a year. That's $1 million. We'll be bankrupt immediately, because that's pretty much our general fund. We're bankrupt.
but we don't have clarity on that issue at this point.
I don't have clarity on that issue, but even if I have to pay the 127 back, I can't use any of the money to track down all the people. And we've estimated at about $60,000 to $70,000 to track down the estates, the people who've sold, and pay the attorneys to track these people down, and skip tracing companies, because sometimes you don't know where they don't. Not everybody left forwarding addresses. So it's gonna cost the township money to pay the $127 back, because I have to pay every penny of that back. I can't use it to find the people to pay them back.
So it's not just going to the police or the fire department, it goes to homeowners?
The homeowner that paid it.
The homeowner that paid it.
If the previous owner paid it, we have to track that previous owner down. Now, if that previous owner died, now we have to go find the beneficiaries.
I have to find all the heirs.
Yeah.
So it can get pretty costly.
Question.
Sarah, you were talking about investments in one of the other meetings.
Yes.
Is that money invested? Do you have it into a savings account with
She's
its
asking
interest?
the fund to be invested.
CD or something?
The police. The police, I do.
It's a protected fund.
Yeah, no, no, okay, sorry, I had to think about that. No, I cannot invest it because the township doesn't own that money. It's due to someone else. So I can only, invest things that the township physically owns, if that makes sense. So I can't invest that.
The police fund is a protected fund. The only thing it can be used for is police. That's it.
There's plenty of other things that I do have invested. Anything and everything I can invest, believe me, I've got it invested and I'm making money off of it.
Yeah.
So, to Greg's point earlier at the beginning of the meeting, in my view, that is, based on the information, is our best way out of this financially, all the way around, is just to eat it for total 27.
Give me, let's ride this out to the, let's
That's what
ride it
I
out.
said. Now that I have more information, that's where I'm saying.
I just want to ride it out.
I think we're better off paying this little bit now than what it's gonna cost us, to your guys' point. It'll be countless man hours
it'll be
trying to
less.
track everybody down for
It'll be
$100
mess.
check.
It'll be
It's
mess.
just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right.
And it might not even be $100 check, it might even be less than
Well, I get that,
Yeah.
this is my point.
Right. Vicky?
Okay, I want the floor again. All right, so my question is, what is your time frame on that 127? What you have, when it has to be used or dispersed?
I have to start the contract. I believe the assessment was created in August of 2019. I think because the first meeting was May, and then they voted to pass the assessment in August. My understanding is I have to have a signed contract and make the first payment by September 1st
Of this year?
of this year.
Okay, so that was, my thought was that if you had more time, you
If I-
needed to just give us 1 year and then do the assessment starting in '26, but you need to
Well,
be
technically,
doing it
you're gonna
now.
pay the assessment on the winter tax bill, so it'll be January.
Right, I get that, but
So,
I was trying to see if you could buy time with that 127, because it's totally a mission impossible for you to disperse.
It is.
To the taxpayers, that costs much more money, and it's not worth they don't have the manpower for that.
Somebody asked if we could donate it to the Marie City Police Department, and I wish we could, but we
I mean,
can't.
you can't, but the other thing is that honestly, you don't have a choice. We're stuck with this. But in reality, 6 hours isn't enough. It's not enough, and so when you're really looking to project what we need in the future, it's certainly going to be somebody that's here much more than 6 hours. Being a retired court administrator, living in municipality, working in municipalities where you had police officers who then sold and the sheriffs came in and the municipalities had to pick up the cost of those things. It is expensive, but in today's world, you can't live without the police. So am I happy about it? No. I'm gonna have to be paying it just like everybody else, but you don't have a choice in today's world. And I'm sorry that for all of us, because I agree, we don't want it. It's that kind of community that you don't think you need it. And yes, if I call and say, you know, someone's breaking in my house, I know someone's gonna be there. But do I need somebody to be in the area to maybe slow down, like you said? So that these other issues that are today's world, then we're stuck.
Listen, and you're right. I've tried to explain this since March, that we really don't have a choice. We have to do something.
Hey, Greg, I'm Alex Thompson. If we do go with this, how come we're paying so much for a deputy?
And we're actually...
Because the sheriff doesn't pay that much in St. Clair County.
Shh, don't tell anybody, but we're actually paying less than China and East China. We're paying less for the same thing. So there's a full breakdown. I can provide that if you want to see it. It gives you the hours, the retirement cost, the cost of the car, the cost of the fuel. Oh, it's all in there? Yeah, that's the breakdown. I mean, that's what all the communities pay. That's what they estimate for 6 hours of a deputy in the community. And that's for any deputy. Kurt?
The special mill, this only goes to just our fund, right?
What's that?
This special is 1 mill. It's not shared with the state.
It's not shared with...
With the state? No.
No, it's not shared with the state. That comes to our community.
So I just maybe make people happy here. Why don't we just go through and we vote this mill in, but then we all go back and get a lower assessment on our taxable value to offset it? Because we're getting very little return on the money we piss away to the state. Keep it here.
You know, I've screamed about this, and like I said earlier, the township, we collect 4.5...
For 2%, just give us 4% off.
We collect $4.5 million.
Yeah, but we get almost nothing, we get no return.
The township is, right, and that's my point. Now...
Here's the funny thing. We get all that money here, and we have to pay our employees to give them their money.
Yeah.
That's state of Michigan.
Believe me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that we could go through and get what we want at the one end, but it's definitely gonna benefit us in this township and less the state and the county government.
Wow.
By just lowering our taxes, but getting us pay special mills for it.
I'm gonna let you guys know a little secret. If you haven't heard, there's a movement called Axe My Tax. They wanna get rid of property taxes altogether in the state of Michigan. I will tell you that we will get 60% less money than we get now. So it'll reduce, you'll have no property taxes, but we'll get about, I think I figured out $433,000 compared to like the $700,000 we actually get.
It'd be nice if we know that our money's going just for our township.
I love it. I don't want to see the state get any more. I really believe that our property taxes should pay for what's going on in your community. Because you know what? Your property taxes would be probably one or two mills, you know, and we'd function. But all that money goes to the state, the schools, the county. Trust me, I'm 100% with that. I wish all the tax, because we wouldn't be paying $4.5 million, we'd be paying as a community $700,000.
When's our reassessment date?
I'll talk to Bob about that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thanks. Just a quick one here. This is like a landmine we just stepped on, based on previous administrations. How many other landmines do we have? Are we still using the same township attorneys?
No.
Should have been taught back then.
No.
That
No.
should have been- I'm just
got rid
wondering,
of 'em.
what's our next gotcha, and are
I-
we aware of
this-
anything on the
To
horizon?
be honest with you, I've been in office since November 21st. This was the only catastrophe, I would say. We've been fixing the community with the money that's been, we had well over $100,000 in the Parks and Rec Fund. We're cutting the grass, we're fixing the park. I'm using the money for what it's supposed to be used for instead of sitting in the bank. That Parks and Rec Fund should have been fixing the parks this whole time. And so,
It's beautiful.
this is our gotcha. This is the bane of my existence right now. It's not what I want to do.
I'm just making sure we're not gonna, get another trip.
No,
6 months.
I've looked and I haven't found anything. This is it. Now, I will say, in 2027, the road assessment that was put on in 2022 of $500,000, I'm not renewing that. If you guys want to continue to fix the roads, I'm going to put that on the ballot. I'm going to let you guys decide. Because I don't get enough money to fix the roads the way it is. I mean, we get $96,000 from that $500,000. And this has been costing $100,000 a year. Next year, I'm gonna have to take money out of the general fund to finish the last 6/8 of a mile. Probably about 60 grand.
Put the 127,000 towards the road, everybody will benefit.
We can't. It's, no,
It's
that's what I'm saying, that
against the law.
$127,000 has to be used for police. I can't even use it for the fire,
Now,
to try to pay for the fire authority. I can't, it has to be used for a police force.
and y'all gotta realize, I didn't put us in this situation.
No, you inherited it.
I inherited it, and I told you guys that I was gonna fix the township. I just need you guys to back me up on this one issue. You can hate me for everything else, but I need you to back me up on this issue. It's not what I wanna do.
Is there a reason that we have to have a 3-year contract? Why can't we do a 1-year contract?
Because that's all he'll do is a 3-year contract. That's the standard contract with the sheriffs with every community.
Wasn't that when the special?
Because they have to hire, they're not gonna hire a deputy for 1 year and then lay somebody off.
That question was asked?
What's that?
That question was asked?
Yes, it was. It was asked and answered at the April 2nd meeting when Sheriff King was here. It was asked and answered.
So, do you have counsel that advises the township board?
Yes, our law firm, our actual township attorney now is Rob Huth, one of the best municipal attorneys in the state.
What does he say about this contract that was invoked in 19?
He said you guys-
Because I'm Bob Klingler, 7075 River. Sorry. So if you want to get out of that, you think, and I understand your position, you need an advisor, because this is a contract and it costs money to stay in or it costs money to get out. There's consequences for that. What does the township attorney say?
He said in 3 years, we can just end it, the contract.
No, I mean, like Mark said, you can not pay it, or you can pay it, so there's 2 ways to go. What is the council's advice?
Well, he said that if we end it, we gotta end it, and basically, it'll take about 1.5 years for us to do the referendum and to put everything back in place to redo it, to get just the fire. I don't have time, so that's half the contract. And it'll cost roughly $400,000 out of our general fund to keep it going, to pay the fire department. He said, could we fund this through the general fund? And we went over the general fund. And we said, no, it will drain too much of the general fund for us to fund this contract without raising the assessment. We looked at all these avenues, because if I didn't have to raise this, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, he's been part of the process the whole time.
Yeah, and because they recommend, I'll be honest with you, the attorney recommended to fund it out of the general fund if we had the available means to do so. The other option I had was to try and increase the .67 operating mill back up to 1 mil. And I would have had to put that on the ballot, and it would be on the ballot next, when's March?
In November.
Well, I could have made it on November. Nobody's gonna pass the 1 mil. I mean, The operating millage hasn't been on the ballot in many, many years. That's why it's down to 0.67. We're okay if we didn't have to do this fire, or the police. If I didn't have to mess with this, we'd be fine. And I'm being honest with you, we'd be fine.
It's the best worst plan we have.
What's that?
It's a good way to put
It's the
it.
best worst plan we have.
And that's,
You gotta zero that account out one way or the other, or otherwise you're gonna spend money with less money in there at the end. So the best to do is ride it to zero.
I don't,
Cancel the contract if we don't see any community benefit.
Right.
And then refresh where we wanna be with fire.
my best advice is, we don't want to go backwards. We don't want to be where we were in 2018. It was bad. Now, I don't know how much they know about the budget back then, or what happened, or what was going on. We were broke. We weren't going to make payroll. You know, if you look at, when we get farther into this meeting, you know, if you look at what we spend just paying the bills, we were broke. It was, I don't know if the state would have taken us over or what would have happened, but we were broke. Mary Agnes did what she did to keep us from being taken over, but she added the one thing she didn't have to. I'm not going to fault her for saving the township the way she did. I will fault her for adding the police when there was no intention to get the police. I'm stuck with this.
Greg, that goes back also to when they had to pay a settlement on that asbestos.
That too.
And that came out of the general fund.
Yep.
Which was a horrible mistake by the township and the trustees.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to do this.
No.
So, is there anybody else that wants to come up and do the opposition? Because
Would anybody like their name on the list?
I'm not on the list, but I'd like to.
okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Just make sure that you write them down.
No, I'm Jay Folsky, 2420 Chartier. I'm 100% against this. Two reasons. One, this is going to be up on everybody. Your grass, your dogs, your fences, everything you have, you're going to be getting ticketed. They can't put you in jail right now. They can only charge you a fine. Once they get this police force in here, they're going to come down on everybody. So I'm 100% against it. And off that note, I don't like the legal counsel you guys hired either. I've dealt with them. I do not think they're reputable. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll address that. I've had the MCI ordinance since June 7th. I've been able to write tickets since then, and I haven't had to write one. The letters worked finally. People actually are cleaning up their yards without having to write a ticket. Exactly what I said was going to happen, happened.
We'll see.
I haven't had to write one ticket. I've been able to for 2 months now.
I'd like to add 8047, Richard Bizowski, and a no. I'd have a no on it, okay? By the meeting.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
That's mine.
If not, I'll close the public hearing at
What was your last name again?
8:11. So public hearing's closed at 8:11. We have no guest speakers. I'm gonna do something I don't normally do, because I usually read the consent agenda, but we've had the agenda packets for a few days now. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda as it is?
I'll make that motion.
So we got a motion and a second. All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Lisa? Yes. Chris?
Yes.
Motion carries. Now I'm going to open up open session. If anybody else has anything they want to address that's on the agenda, you get 3 minutes now. Come on up.
Chris Curcio, 407 Avalon Beach. Just general comment. The postcards certainly work, but I'd be willing to help create a distribution list for anyone who can give us an email that we can notify the vast majority of our folks, and then just send the cards for the ones who aren't.
I would love it. I would love, if you can help me put a distribution list, because most everybody has emails.
Yeah.
Then I can tell you guys everything, I try to get out the information.
So anyway, I'm offering volunteer.
Come see me after the meeting,
All
or
right.
come see me next week or tomorrow. But yeah, awesome.
Came from Shelby Township, about 25 years there, and mostly fields when I first got there. And it took them a long time, but they finally figured out the traffic circles. You don't have to pay for the lights, and they automatically slow everybody down.
Yep.
Consider that.
We have a couple of roundabouts coming.
Good.
So it's just taking longer than what we thought. Any other public comments on the agenda? If not, I'll close the open session at 8:13. The building department report. Everybody look at that. Where am I at? This is, we're still in the contract.
You got quite a ways to go before you get there.
Oh, before I get to the building. And you have to bear with me, it's been a long day. As you probably heard, we had a sewage backup in the building today, and we thought we were gonna have to cancel the meeting, but luckily we made it. I got it fixed before then.
It's right here. It's, you just keep going on the thing, I'll hand you papers.
Okay. We had 19 permits for a total of 8301 for the building department this month. We didn't have to write any tickets for the enforcement actions.
Oops, sorry.
The fire, I can tell you how many runs we had for the fire. that I'm
Can I
glad
make a
about.
comment on the building permits?
What's that?
I make a comment on the building permits?
Yeah.
This would be good. As much as it pains me to say this, I'm a contractor, for anyone who doesn't know in here. Your guys' permits are by far, by a landslide, the cheapest around. You guys should definitely look at being on par with Clay, East China, St. Clair Township.
We raised them for a minute and we got screamed at.
Our plan is, we are raising them, but we're gonna do it,
Incrementally.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's just,
because we did raise them a little bit. We went from what we were at all the way to what the surrounding areas were at, and the public was very upset over it. And so we brought it back down a little bit, but we're gonna every year continue to bring them up to try to get
so
some.
you're just not mine as everybody else.
Oh, I don't need to go over this?
Yep, that's what we're trying to work our way back to.
Okay, all right. All right, is that, we good there? So, moving on, that was the building department. Moving on to, we have no unfinished, the unfinished business is the proposal from Text My Gov. We tabled that until December 2025, so we'll move on to new business. Item number one. Oh, real quick, go ahead.
Yes, I have a very big question. I grew up on Jana Road. All of our ditches, like the big drain, the one behind, we're flooding out. Like, you said about the roads and stuff, but Jana Road is flooding. All them ditches in the back, like I said, I grew up there since I was
Let's talk about it. If you want to come in and see me,
Yes,
or
I
call
certainly
me,
do that.
we'll
Thank
talk
you.
about it, because I'm trying to put together a 5-year plan for the ditches.
Cool beans, thank you.
So, item number one, new business. Request to review and approve the resolution, R 2025-11, a resolution of the Cottrellville Township Board to approve the 2026 special assessment costs and levies for police and fire protection services. We all know what it is. It's 1 mil. It'll end in 2027 unless we see a benefit, and we'll fix it at that time. Do I need to read it?
I forgot, the change is in here.
Oh.
That's the old one.
That's the old one?
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's right here.
Okay.
Would you like me to read it?
Which
out?
part do I need to read the whole thing? Do you guys need me to read the whole thing?
I don't know how it goes for something.
No.
Okay, basically, what we'll collect, the redetermination and estimated cost for contract with Marine City Fire Authority to provide fire and emergency services is $177,000. We approve the redetermination and estimates for the cost of contract with the Sheriff's Department for $200,175 for 2026. The estimated cost for the fire contract with the Marine City Fire Authority, should that be? Okay, for 2026, so be 1 mil, which is 1,000 of the taxable value for fire services. Based on the estimated cost for the St. Clair County Sheriff's Department, the estimated millage, or the assessment millage rate for the levy year 2026 shall be 1 mil. So, the fire actually covers both contracts, the Marine City Fire Authority and the IRA. when I go forward with this, you guys are gonna understand why we're putting a building in the community and why I said we would allow the fire department to put a fire truck here, is it'll save the township $20,000 on on the contract with IRA, because I may be able to end the contract with IRA because they give us mutual aid anyway, because the Marine City Fire Authority has 7 firefighters within a mile of this building, and they can handle the whole township right from here. So, that's another aspect of why I'm doing what I'm doing, is it'll save money in the long run. If anybody else has anything to say on the board right now about the resolution, now's your chance. I am open to hearing it.
Can the resolution state that when it ends, it'll be separated into police and fire?
Well, we have the option to separate it, end it all together. I mean, I don't think you can say that because it's an existing existing resolution. I can only change the amounts and adjust them annually. So we all know it expires in 2027. These people have my word. And my word is my bond. Everything I've said I was gonna do, I've done. You have my word that if we end fire, or if we decide as a community to end the police, it didn't benefit us, I will end it. I'll put it in writing if you want, but that's my word. I made a promise to this community that I was gonna do right by them, and that's my word. So it'll end in 2027. And if we just create, we'll separate it. It's not done right anyway. It has to be rewritten, because included in that assessment, when they did it in 2022, they included the half a mil road millage, or assessment. I'm not gonna renew that. So it's gotta be rewritten anyway.
So we're just gonna go through these meetings all over again before 2027 comes?
If you wanna come, if we haven't had if we see a benefit, come and tell us that if we see a benefit. If we don't see a benefit, come and say, we don't see it.
So, yes, there will be public hearings.
There'll be more meetings. I mean, it's public input, you guys should come to these meetings. Yeah, I'd like to see everybody here every month. I put out a lot of information, we talk about a lot of stuff. So, that's my word's my bond. It's on video, you can come back and tell me, anything you want then, and then you can vote me out if I lie. Or vote me out if you don't like me. I'm doing what I can for the community. Is there any other discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Question.
Well,
With with the police fund, should that be more something like the garbage fund? Because you're gonna have like the highfalutin people on the river paying a lot more because of their mill versus anybody living out in the country. Should there just be a flat rate for everybody? Everybody's gotta pay $1,000?
it can't be done that way. It's based on Act 33 of 1951 or 1959, and
Well, I
that's.
understand that, but it's more like the garbage, it's right, because they're not gonna need any more police.
Well, the garbage is totally different, because that's basically, I believe they negotiated a cheaper contract by us paying for it.
This has nothing to do with that part, I'm just saying that to go.
Everybody pays the same?
That everybody pays the same. No, everybody pays the same.
It's something, I don't know if it can be done, but it's something that we would have to look at
In 2027. Because this is a current assessment, I can't change it.
Just trying to save us money.
Yeah, no, I got you, I'm right there, let's talk about it in 2027.
Well, before 2027.
Yeah. I have a motion, did I have a second? Wait, who motioned?
Nobody motioned yet.
Do I have? I'll motion to approve the resolution. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote?
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
No.
Motion carries. Item number 2, request to review and approve the proposed contract with the St. Clair County Sheriff's Department for deputy services. Did everybody get a chance to look at the updated contract? They're gonna cover the cost of the car. They've reduced the yearly contract by roughly $19,000. So where it was gonna be 220 or 219, it's now 200.
I will say that this contract, even though they did make some of the changes that I requested, is not correct, and I just noticed. So we will not sign this until they correct the clerical errors in the contract.
Okay.
There are clerical errors.
Then I'll entertain a motion to approve this, the clerk, I believe you and I sign it? the clerk
Yes,
and the
correct.
supervisor to sign the contract for sheriff's services once the clerical errors are corrected. I will also mention that this is not a done deal. The county still has to approve this, the Board of Commissioners. So, even though we're approving it, they may say no. And I may have to
Return the money anyways.
return the money anyway. So just know that.
When's that meeting? Can we put that on the website?
I'll let them know, I'll let you guys know. When they put it on the agenda, I'll have to get with the sheriff. I didn't know that that was the case until Matt Pohl came in the other day, the lieutenant. He said this still has to go in front of the county board. So, did I have a motion?
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote?
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
No.
Motion carries. Item number 3, request to approve the proposed tree trimming service to be performed by Tim's Lawn at both parks for a total of $17.50. We got 3 trees that are ready to fall on the neighbor's property at the back corner of this park. The birch tree up front here, and then there's a big tree at the river park that needs to come out. Cost $17.50. It's coming out of the Parks and Rec Fund. Do I have a motion to approve, or do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
I'll let Chris have this motion and Sarah can second.
All right. All in favor by roll call vote?
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Man, I told you guys, you had cake for the meeting, you had to stay for the whole meeting. Item number 4, request to approve reimbursement of the cost of continuing education classes for Assessor Barnes Shute in the amount of $261.38. I'll make a motion to approve that reimbursement. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please?
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes.
Guys, I'm still holding a meeting here. We got a lot to get through, and I gotta be able to hear what's going on. Thank you. Go ahead. Please, I need to be able to hear, guys. Where are we at?
Angela, can you go close the door? Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Swire. I apologize.
All right. Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion passes, okay. Request to approve payment of invoice S-106-403-995.001 from Aetna Supply in the amount of $666.98 for necessary items for water sewer management for our DPW. Do I have a motion to approve? Is there any discussion on this? We had to buy some new shut off and turn on keys and operating valves for the water system. If there's no discussion, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please?
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 6, request to approve upgrading our social media archiving solution to including archiving of the website for record retention management compliance, and to approve payment of the invoice 346-225 from Civic Plus for said services in the amount of $4,076.15.
All right, let me just have a little say about that. So last month we came together, we talked about the proposal to have the social media archiving through Civic Plus, and we approved that for only social media with the thought, with the knowledge, or the can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but ultimately what happened is once our IT company and Civic Plus got together, and, I'm sorry, IT website and Civic Plus got together, there was issues with the compatibility of the software, basically. What would end up having to happen is we would have to pay a subscription cost anyways to have this, and it's in the paperwork here, it's something about a S3 compatible storage bucket setup. I'm not a tech person, I don't know what that means, but it is a monthly subscription service. Now, High Tech, the IT company that we have right now, said that the cost of that service would be just as much as paying Civic Plus to just do it themselves. So my proposal or my request here is that we approve the additional cost of adding the website archiving to our purchase of the social media archiving services. That would increase our annual cost of about $2,000.
Yeah, we're required by law to archive
So we
this.
have a certain set amount of time that we have to retain certain records for compliance. And a lot of documentation, depending on what's discussed, a lot of documentation has to be kept for up to 7 years. And that's a lot of uploads, downloads of our, just basically snapshots of our website.
Of all the information we put out.
Yes. Basically, it's just so that if you guys ever question whether or not we did what we said we did, we have to be able to prove it. And this is a service that Civic Plus provides that would back up our website integrity, so that when somebody came to us, we could show them, yes, it was done on this day, and it was up for this amount of time, et cetera, et cetera. So
Any questions?
my request is that we approve the additional amount of money to have Civic Plus also do the website part of it. So,
Yeah, we approved the one last month. We just both now.
So is that the total then? I was trying to read through it,
That's the
so
total for the whole thing.
that's what I thought.
yeah. Well, it's in addition to the $500 we've already paid them to initiate the social media.
Charging you $2,000 for a server storage?
No, it's more than that. It's
Well,
it's archiving of the entire.
Yeah, and it's an annual fee.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's archiving of the entire computer system, essentially. Every document that we have on the website.
understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
and we're required to have this stuff, so,
It just seems like a lot.
yeah, we try to do it cheaper.
Yeah, because we do have a server on site.
Yeah.
But the problem is getting it from their software, then it would have to be uploaded to the cloud into this S3 compatible storage bucket setup or whatever, converted and then brought back into our, the compatible software that we have on site.
So they're zipping it
So-
down, basically.
Nothing's
Making
cheaper.
it smaller,
Yeah.
so they can store it.
That would be one option, that would be the option using our on-site facility, and they said it would cost us just as much for having that
Nothing's cheaper in
service.
municipalities. Was there any other questions? You guys get, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All in favor by roll call vote?
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 7, request to approve reimbursement of out-of-pocket expenses related to shortcut park maintenance payable to Greg Abbey for the total amount of $1,258.84. We approved doing the playground area last month, and the invoice apparently was backwards, and they had the mulch and stuff as the fee and labor as 0, and it should have been opposite, and then they told us we were supposed to provide the mulch. Rather than that, wait another month, bring it back in front of the board, I purchased the mulch. I will say that even if I get the $1,258 back, I'm donating it right back to the Students and Brews, so, I mean, it's up to you guys how you want to do it. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote?
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 8, request to approve registration cost of $200 for BSNA governmental accounting webinar for Sarah DiStefano, our treasurer. More training. This BSNA has been a mess since we're trying to figure out the whole new system. It's not the same. As much training as you can give, maybe you can pass on some information to us, but yeah. Can I get a motion to approve the accounting webinar?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote?
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 9, request for approval to pay project control engineering and Bodie Construction for services rendered for the CWS-RF project 2021. Upon disbursement of the funds from the state of Michigan, payment shall be made to project control and engineering incorporated in the amount of $700 for invoice, is that 7?
It's 700.
For invoice 21246-43, and to Bodie Construction in the amount of $74,660.86. That is one of the last payments on this project. I believe we have one more invoice for like $150.
I think the numbers aren't matching up here. I think it's off by, is that a typo?
What does that include, the 700?
So the numbers are right here. It's these two dollar amounts to total 75,360,886.
Yeah, so that's
This is the breakdown here, construction costs, and then
Okay.
right here and here.
that completes that project. Like I said, I think we have one more $150 fee. I'm hoping that's the last invoice they send us. This was the last part of the project, was with the new lids and the other stuff that they required at the end to pass inspection.
Okay, so I was looking at the total amount in here, but it's actually.
It's broke down.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I get a motion to approve paying project control engineering?
And Bodie Construction.
And Bodie Construct. Is it Bodie Construction?
Yeah.
Okay, Bodie
I'll
Construction.
motion.
I'll second. All in favor by roll call vote?
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 10, request to approve the proposed $2,000 annual salary increase for Assessor Barb Shoot, bringing her total annual compensation to $28,000. This has been discussed. We didn't.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I'm going to read it. Dear members of the Cottrellville Township Board, Barb Shoot currently serves as our township assessor. She maintains all required certifications and stays current with the continuing education, holding credentials as the MA, AO, and PPE. Her professionalism, knowledge, and dedication have made her an invaluable asset to our community. At present, Barb earns an annual salary of $26,000. Based on per parcel comparison, the standard method used to determine assessor compensation, this amounts approximately to $12.59 per parcel. In reviewing compensation in comparable surrounding communities, assessors are typically paid between $18 and $25 per parcel, highlighting a significant disparity in Barb's current pay. Although we are not in a financial position to bring her compensation fully in line with these neighboring rates, Barb has expressed that she would be satisfied for the time being with a modest increase. After discussing the matter with her, we propose a $2,000 annual salary increase, bringing her total compensation to $28,000. This adjustment is a step forward, recognizing Barb's dedication and ensuring we retain her valuable services. We hope the amount of $1,979.99 for Shangri-La Mobile Home Community is requested in the attached letter. Did you guys get to read the letter? We've had this come up before. This is the first time with Shangri-La. It says on the previous bills that it doesn't matter if you don't get the bill, you're still responsible for it. They pay monthly.
And so it was brought to my attention that they also pay other things on a monthly basis, so they know that they have bills that are due every month. Like, they come into the office and hand us a check. for two separate things every month. So if they had come to us for only once that month, they kind of should have noticed. So,
Well, I think we made a statement that we wouldn't approve that anymore.
Yeah.
So,
I I typically don't, I always vote no on those, and the reason being is whether, when you get the late fee, whether all the citizens pay their water bill or not, we still have to pay Marine City, we still have to pay Iowa, and if we don't pay those, then we get late fees tacked onto us that then go off to everyone else, and that's why you get charged late fees, so.
I'm gonna make a motion not to approve the credit. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
so this is a motion to deny.
To deny.
Raise your late fee.
What's that?
Raise your late fee.
Oh, their late fee was hefty, because it's for the whole trailer park, it was.
It was $1,979 is
Yeah.
the late fee.
It was for like a $20,000 bill.
Yeah. Roll call vote.
Greg?
Yeah.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Request to approve St. Clair County Road Commission agreement for culvert work to be performed on Carroll Street, east of Elizabeth, for the projected amount of $4,177. We have a cross culvert where the road's flooding over because the culvert is collapsed. It's probably 70 years old or better. It needs to be replaced. It's flooding the residents, and it's damaging the road even more than it already is. It's either gonna have to come out of the general fund or the road fund, but I think this one has to come out of the general fund because I think I'm about out of my reserves in the road fund. I think the county road did that one in. It's $4,177, it's gotta be fixed.
So you're saying it's gotta come out of the,
What's
you
that?
said it has to come out of the general fund?
I think we're gonna have to take this one out of the general fund.
Okay.
It's $4,177. I've had several residents come in and complain about it. They went out and looked at it and it's completely collapsed. It'll tie into the drain system that's already been put in. So, yeah, can I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Fixing the community as best I can. Number 18, request to review and approve agreement between AYSO Local Region 673 and the Township of Cottrellville, and to allow Township Supervisor and Township Clerk to sign a contract on behalf of the township. I'm gonna make a quick statement. We got soccer in the park. They love it here. They wanna stay here. We wanna keep them here. Angela has experience with the IOSO. She's on one of the boards, and she negotiated a contract for $25,000 over 5 years from the AYSO. That'll help us maintain the park, help us keep the grass cut for them, and it'll help us with improvements on the park. We made some concessions, and we're gonna supply the porta potties until the new building has the bathroom facilities available. They'll make that contract at $5,000 a year. It's a benefit. It's the first time we're actually proactively generating income from the park. So they'll be here for 5 years. Anybody else have anything to say about it? Any questions, comments?
That's some good news.
What's that?
That's some good news.
Thank you. It's wonderful news.
Yeah.
Again, just some of the good things happening. I'll hear a motion to approve.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote?
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes, thanks for doing that, Angela.
You're welcome.
Motion carried, yes. Good job.
Thank you.
And I will say the attorney reviewed the contract and he said, wow, it's in the township's best interest. There's no drawback. He said, good job, Angela. Number 19, request to approve proposal as presented to enter into the electrical installation agreement with DTE Energy and they allocate up to $25,000 for associated fees. That'll come out of the funds associated with the building. Last month we talked about, I still don't have a contract. It's roughly $20,495. I'm waiting for the supervisor to send that back. I will add that I should add into the motion that I did get the cost of running the gas line to the building into this because it was only $250. Or $200 for the application fee, $50 for the meter, and the line is included in the $200 application fee. So it's really not costing us anything to get the gas to the building except for $50 for the meter and the $200 application fee. Saved me $9,000 in my head. As soon as I get the contract and the approval from the supervisor at DTE, then we can approve that. So what I'm looking for is approval to spend up to $25,000. I'm gonna make the motion like this. I motion to approve $25,000 to pay for running the electric to the park in the new building, as well as associated fees with the gas to Semco of $250 for the application fee and $50 for the meter. Do I have a second?
So that's not to exceed 25.
What's that?
Not to exceed 25.
Not to exceed $25,000. He told me it was $20,495. Semco told me $250. I'm going based on that. So I don't want to exceed $25,000. If it exceeds $25,000, I can't do it. I gotta come back to you guys. So I made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Where's the money coming from for this building?
What's that?
Where's the money coming from for this building?
ARPA funds, Parks and Recs funds, and a little bit out of the general fund. And we've applied for several grants. We're using ARPA funds and Parks and Rec funds. About $45,000 of ARPA funds, $70,000 out of Parks and Rec. And we've allocated $100,000 out of the general fund.
But you said the general fund's broke.
I never said the general fund was broke.
No, it used to be broke.
It used to be broke. We've got a healthy general fund right now. If we don't do the police contract, then I gotta pay the fire, then $200,000 a year is gone, and within 3-4 years, the general fund's gone. So what we did is last meeting, or the meeting before I think it was last meeting, we created a capital improvement fund of $100,000. And in that, we're making improvements to the community. So that'll be part of the parks building. We approved the contract we put it at the new building out for bid.
So that capital improvement fund is $100 out of the general fund now to be paid back by the grants that we have in the works right now.
In other words, it's pie in the sky.
What's that?
In other words, this is pie in the sky. You don't have the money yet.
No,
there's money in
we don't have grant money, but
Because you applied for a grant doesn't mean you're gonna get the money.
no, and you're absolutely right. But it doesn't mean I'm not gonna get the money. We actually just got a $48,000 grant to go towards engineering and planning for the Bridge to Bay Trail.
Don't you wait till you get the money to do the job?
What's that?
Don't you wait for the money to do the job?
We had to spend the ARPA money.
Yeah.
And we have we have funds sitting in the Parks and Rec fund as well that need to be spent.
Yeah.
Again, the Parks and Rec fund is in this similar situation as the police fund. That money continues to go into a bank account and just sit there. So we're trying to utilize the money that you guys have paid us to add value to our community by doing stuff at the park.
And by building that, like I said earlier, we'll have a fire truck right here from the Marine City Fire Authority, and we don't have to have a
Have
contract.
you bought the fire truck yet?
What's that?
Yes,
$100,000 for a fire truck.
they own the fire truck.
We already own the fire truck.
Where is it?
It's in the Marine City Fire Authority building right now.
You're saying they have a couple of trucks, right? One-
Right, they have multiple trucks. So they want to put one in our community. Originally, I was going to build a 30 by 40 pole barn right here behind the hall for DPW with the $45,000 in ARPA funds. The fire department came to me and said, hey, we'd like to put a fire truck in your community. Can you build the building a little bigger so that we can put the fire truck in your community? You know, we can expand the service and better serve the community. So we expanded the building a little bit bigger. Then Tri-Hospital Ambulance said, hey, we're going to pay you $12,000 over 5 years just to have an empty space in the building for one of our ambulances in your community, and they want to come stretch their legs. And then when they get an ambulance, they'll put an ambulance in here full time. So
What happens if one of those need repair?
What's that?
What happens if the
That-
ambulance or the fire truck needs to?
Those aren't, they don't belong to
It's our, they don't
us.
belong to us. They belong to the fire department, and the ambulance belongs to Tri-Hospital Inn, or
So
Tri-Hospital.
basically, they're
renting
renting
space.
space in that building. So they're gonna be paying us to use the space
Yeah.
in the building that we're building.
Yeah.
If you look at Tri-Hospital ambulance, they have one floating around here someplace.
The way it works is there's 3 ambulances in our area. One is in East China, one is in Ira, and one is stationed in Clay. When one of those 3 ambulances goes on a call anywhere, it has to take somebody to the hospital, one of the other 2 remaining ambulances comes and sits at the church or the gas station at Shea and Starville. What they've asked is they're willing to pay us for space for them, rather than sitting at the church parking lot or the gas station. They'd like to rent space from us to come in, pull their ambulance in the winter, let their drivers get out and stretch their legs so they're not cramped up in an ambulance for 12 hours while they're sitting in our community.
And when they're not on any runs at all,
Right.
they're just sitting
Right.
someplace at a corner someplace.
Right.
And this would give them
So that's
a room out
Yeah.
of the thing.
That's what we're-
A heated room.
Yes.
Yeah, heated.
Because the building will be heated.
Yeah.
Yep.
rent will pay for the building probably over time.
What's that?
The rent will pay for the building.
It'll
Well,
definitely help.
You know,
Absolutely.
and this building, we're gonna add bathrooms to the park, so phase 2 is 2 bathrooms and a concession stand. That'll save us a lot of money in renting
Porta
the
potties.
porta potties. So you're looking at roughly $5,000 a year savings in the porta potties once I get the bathrooms in. So over 5-10 years, that's another, 50 grand over 10 years. So it makes sense.
Plus you have the ambulance in the community.
Exactly. And then the fire truck is in the community. And it's CAT 4 building, so it should be ISO 9000 certified. And hopefully, once the insurance companies and that happens, your insurance might go down a little bit. Same thing with this police contract, your homeowner's insurance might go down a little bit. I'm not guaranteeing it, but that's what they say.
Might not go up as much.
Right, or not go up as much, how insurance companies, yeah, that's what it won't go up as much.
All right, so we have that motion, you made it.
So we have a motion, roll call vote.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 20, request to approve funds to cover registration, lodging, and mileage for attendance at the 25 MTA professional development retreats for township board members, planning commission members that would like to attend. This is a training in Frankenmuth. It's a 2-day training. The planning commission is an important part. I know they went on a training thing. And if you guys want to go for more training, it's available. If everybody on the planning commission goes and everybody on the board goes to their respective 2-day events.
They're all on different days.
They're all on different dates.
Treasurers have different days.
And including lodging, and the cost of the registration. Did I say it was 5,000 or did I say it was 6,000? I might have to allocate a little bit more for the training budget, but I think I have 15,000 left to do that. I'm not opposed to it, and I'm sure not everybody's gonna go, so it might not cost us 6,000. You guys might go, not go, if you don't wanna go. But I want training. The planning commission has a lot of things coming up. We've got the master plan coming. I wanna make sure that they feel comfortable having the information that they need. So roughly it'd be a $6,000 cost if everybody went. One thing we said is, we're all on the board. I feel that if we wanna go to training, we're more than welcome to go. I didn't realize that I probably didn't budget enough in the budget, in this year's budget, but I have enough coming in and enough to cover it if you wanted to go. I'm looking for a motion to approve the $6,000 if everybody goes to these trainings,
So up to $6,000.
up to $6,000,
Not to exceed $6,000.
not to exceed $6,000.
Oh, I mean, just make the motion to cover the expenses of registration and lodging for anyone who wants to attend. Because, I mean, I'd hate to say that, it ended up being $6,025 and then somebody can't go because
Okay.
you made the motion for $6,000.
And I'll make the motion to cover lodging and the registration
In mileage.
What's that?
And mileage, that's how it's written.
And mileage.
Yeah.
I believe they're all in Frankenmuth. I know Clay just had a meeting on Monday, and I think theirs is, their issue is something totally different, but I want to approve these, and we don't do reimbursements. But the training should be available to any appointed member or elected member that feels they need to go for training. I tell everybody I'm out learning every day. So I made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on to the additions. Item E4 is the Tri-Hospital EMS quarterly update with annual calls by municipality. That's in here. Did you guys get to look at it? I mean, I think we had.
1.5%.
Oh, no, it's on this one? It's in this one.
Yeah.
Our calls for our community, from June of 2024 to July 1st, 2025, we had 307 911 responses with 193 people transported to hospitals in our community through Tri-County EMS. They're funded through, is it a 1 mil tax that goes to them on your tax bill, so you guys pay for Tri-County ambulance. Might be a half a mil, I think it's a half a mil, countywide. So I don't think I need to approve that or anything.
No, that was
That's-
actually in addition to the consent agenda, so that's
Okay.
already been
Oh, shoot, that was
approved.
way back in the, my fault. Number 21, request to approve resolution R2512, a resolution to increase compensation for members of the Planning Commission, Board of Review, and Zoning Board of Appeals. Last year, the year before, it was reduced to almost half of what it was. Several of the Planning Commission members were at a meeting, if you remember, a couple months back, that said that they went to the planning and training, and they were the least paid in the surrounding areas. We're matching what everybody else is paying, $35 and $45. I called them, it took me a couple months to get all the answers I needed, but, so,
Yeah.
I just need a motion to approve restoring their pay to what it was. I don't remember what it was previous, it might have been 30.
Why was it reduced?
I have no idea. I have no idea why it was reduced. Why was your salary reduced from 27,000 to 15 when the day you took office? Why was your salary reduced? I can't speak for the predecessor, but it was wrong. That's all. I'm restoring what needed to be done. And I don't want to hear any more from Mr. Anonymous about restoring the elected's pay back to what it should have been. I'm done with that. I've had enough. So I need a motion to approve putting the pay back, the resolution.
I'll motion. Or you did motion?
No, I've asked for motion.
Okay, I'll motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please.
Greg?
Yes.
Angela? Yes, sorry. I do that once a meeting. Once a meeting, I forget that I'm talking about myself. Yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
I'll abstain.
Vicky's not here, no, okay.
So,
Motion carries. Number 22, request to review proposal recommending adjusting the start time of the regularly scheduled township board meetings in an effort to promote more efficient meetings, reduce late night sessions, and improve overall productivity and accessibility. The last few meetings have been running late. I mean, we're at 9 something right now. Last month we ran until 10 o'clock. I mean, I'd like to be out of here by 10 o'clock. So if you guys want, if you guys want to have some discussion, we've had some pretty full agendas. Do I think it's going to slow down? I think so.
If we say that every month.
But we say that every month, yeah, you're right. So I propose, the meetings now are supposed to start at 7:30. If we went just an hour and a half, that's 9 o'clock.
I'd say 6:30.
I mean, if we move it up an hour to 6:30.
I'm fine with 6:30, yep.
You good with 6:30?
6:30.
So, since we're discussing this, would it be better to propose shorter meetings by having 2 a month instead?
I'm to a point where I think that if the meetings keep going like this, we need 2 a month.
I will say that the earlier times are potentially tougher for some families. I myself included, if it was at 6:30, I would have to, every one of those meetings during the fall and the spring would make me miss my daughter's soccer games.
Can we move it up? Can we try 7? Is 7 better?
Still might be tough for me to get back. I mean, you don't need to plan it around me. I just...
No, I can't have you missing the meetings either. It's a tough call.
Right, I don't mind the 7:30 if it was only an hour-long meeting, right?
Right.
Be out of here by 8:30 and home.
Let me ask you guys a question. Can we table this and let's see what's on our agenda next month, and if we have a long meeting again? I mean, let's keep this an open discussion, let's talk about this, but I mean, can we table this and see what next month's meeting looks like? Mary Agnes did it in 15 minutes, but she never got anything done.
She never had anybody here.
Right.
She yelled a lot at people.
So let's table this and let's see what next month's meeting looks like. And then we can make a decision whether we're gonna switch to 2 meetings a month or if I understand moving it up is hard. Do you guys have a hard time making it earlier or?
It was 7 o'clock.
Yeah, so 7:30, you guys select.
It's normally 7:30. It was 7 tonight because of the public hearing.
Yeah. So, let's.
7:30 is probably.
Let's look and see what our agenda looks like next month. We have accomplished 10 years worth of work in 9 months. I'm tired.
So I'll make a motion to table until next
I'll
month.
second. Let's see what next month's meeting looks like.
So I'll,
Roll call vote?
you don't have to roll.
No, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries, table till next month. Let's see, where we at? Okay, item number 23, request to approve and accept corrected and updated job descriptions for township treasurer and treasurer department manager. What major changes?
So they were updated when I first took office, when I didn't really know, what my job description and what my deputy's job description would look like. It was originally written out so that my position was more of like a figurehead position, and that's not how I've handled it. I'm in the office working every day. And so the new job descriptions just kind of lay out what I'm doing and what my deputy's doing.
So it puts out, what the statutory duties of the treasurer should be is on there now.
Yes.
Well, they were on there before, but that's kind of all that was on there, so I went through and I, took some, things from the deputy and I took them on and.
So I will clarify though, your deputy isn't just your deputy. So this would be
No,
the
she's the
treasurer's
office
department manager.
Yes.
And I will also state that Marilyn Lynn has retired, so we no longer have an on-staff accountant. So we haven't even had, I don't think we've had to utilize the accountant that we approved.
I have for like a question, just
Okay.
a quick phone call, but that's about it.
So your job duties now encompass some of the things she did, because she's handed that over to you. And we're doing good. I gotta say, I'm proud of this board. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the corrected and updated job descriptions. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor by roll call vote, please?
Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 24. We didn't get quite as many volunteers as we needed. Some of the people, we asked if they would come work at the Hoods, Tunes, and Brews this weekend for a couple hours each, so I would like to be able to pay the couple of hourly employees that are coming to help because we're short-staffed on a couple things. And one of the main things is I think one of them's gonna help count money, and so we need somebody to help count the money.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm gonna just make a motion to pay, the hourly workers to come work at the His Tunes and Brews. I think they're not even working the whole time, are they just?
Well, and they're working at a reduced
Reduced pay?
pay, so they'll be getting $15 an hour is what we came up with.
Okay.
Event pay.
Event pay? Okay. I'll make a motion to pay those that help with hourly employees.
Motion to pay hourly
Reduced pay of
employees.
15. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, by roll call vote, please.
Done. Sorry. Okay. Greg?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Sarah?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Motion carries. Let's see, we had the corrections. Are there any public comment? We got through the agenda. Moving on to item J, I'm gonna open up public comments for anything you guys want to say. It's at 9:14. Anything anybody want to come up to the podium and say? Come on up.
I'll just be really brief. My name is Mary Bischoff. I'm at 7531 River Road. And I just wanted to discuss, or just address the issue of the rezoning that is out there right now for the public knowledge as far as rezoning for the AJ's salt docks. I am totally against it, and I'll explain why. I mean, my parents owned this property. I bought it, when my husband and I bought it just about 4 years ago. But my parents lived here from 1980 to like 2014, and there's always been an issue with AJ's in the past, with them even, and I can remember them discussing it and being upset about it because of the fact that there was issues back then that nobody seemed to address. And I can remember my father making phone calls to the township office, writing letters to the township office, explaining how it's very loud. My mother and father's house is just about 3 houses down from there. My mom used to sleep in the porch, and the AJs on the weekends would keep her up at night because there was so much music and so loud. And so to me, rezoning this issue, this area, is going to just make that worse. And I personally don't want it. I really don't think it's necessary. I think it's a bad thing for the whole community. So I just wanted to...
It's a couple months before it even comes to us. It's gotta go, the planning commission's got their thing to do.
I understand.
Then it goes to the county planning commission, a long time away from us.
And I heard, go to those meetings
Go to those
too.
meetings, yeah.
Well, we'll do our best to make some
Yeah,
of those.
it's a long way from coming to us, so.
Okay, all right.
But thank you very much.
Yeah, I appreciate the comments. I mean, I listen to everybody.
Because it's been an issue for a long time, many years.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks, Mary.
So, thank you. Anybody else?
Chuck Bertenzio, 6804 Starville Road. I purchased a piece of property 2018-19, right there on the corner there of Markle and Starville Road. And part of the purchase agreement was the assessment for the water line that was put down through Starville. I don't know exactly when that water line was put in, but just in a short period of time that I've been there and built the house and been there, we've had 2 water main breaks. Also, the neighbor just south of me just had his also. Is it an anomaly with my property, or is that an issue with the water line going on down the road? And is there a way to go back to because the assessments were already been paid?
Yeah, it's just a matter of fixing them as they break. I have some sections that have 9 clamps within 20 feet. And eventually, when we can't put any more clamps on it,
right,
that pipe will get replaced.
Right.
There was a time frame when these were done, and I wasn't involved with it, obviously, and it's not just our community, it's several other communities.
Yes,
And we can't go back on it, because, I mean, some of them are 20, going on 20 years old, they're 18 years old, so it was 18 years ago. Where the pipe came from, maybe it was bad pipe, I don't know. We've replaced some with plastic lines, and we've been replacing some sections as it's too bad to repair.
Right.
It's a bad deal, because we spend thousands of dollars on water meters, thousands and thousands of dollars.
Well, I mean, when every repair you make, it's like a knot in the line, it's the weakest part of the line. And, we just keep on making those repairs, it's like putting perfume on a pig, you know? It's just gonna get worse.
Yeah, every water main break costs us about $4,000. I think that's about right, depending on how bad it is, some are more.
So I will, ultimately, these water lines were put in around 2008, 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. From what I have heard, unfortunately, they used subpar materials, thank you. That is the reason. They're all failing. They're all failing countywide, because those same people that put them in other places as well. We would have to dig up the entire system in order to replace everything that was faulty when it was put in. It would take an entire new
system.
Well, I was just curious if it was just not that area.
When they break, let us know. If you see water, call.
Yeah, well, and that's I wanted to address that next, is that I did do that, and I do want to commend that individual. I think his name is Chris, or
Chris Hooten.
Top Shelf.
Yep.
I mean, he did a great job, and then the company that came out there to make the repairs both times, Duluth,
Yep.
did an outstanding job. I mean, coming back and grading it and seeding it again. I appreciate the fact that professional.
We got a great group of guys who do that, and yeah, they work hard. They try to make sure things get done in a timely manner, and you know, I will announce we did find the $200,000, the 25-gallon a minute water leak. It was in a rental house at the end of Martindale Court, and we have to pursue collecting at roughly $253,000.
Well, if you would pass it along to that individual, I appreciate the help you did.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, anybody else? Nobody else want to yell at me tonight? I mean, I tried to get you guys to yell at me.
Does anybody know statistically how long a water line is supposed to remain intact? Like, is it?
I've heard
water lines 20 years, 30 years, 100 years?
50 to 100. I mean, some of the water lines in Detroit are over 100 years old.
I've heard that they use subpar materials.
So the company that they went out of business.
Yeah, they don't exist.
They don't exist.
And it's millions of dollars to run new lines, millions. Just
If they're out of business, then there's no one to.
Yeah, there's nobody to go back on.
Okay.
So
the original line on River Road that was replaced in 1990 something, I believe, goes back to before the turn of the century.
Yeah, they last a long time when they're done right. So, or when they're good material.
They're out of business.
Yeah. If nobody else has any other public comments, I'm going to move on to board comments. I'm going to keep my mouth shut tonight. Does anybody else have anything to say?
Sorry.
And I take that back. I'm going to stick my foot in my mouth. Come to the Hoods, Tunes, and Blues event, guys. It's going to be great. It's going to be, you know, bringing the community together. Live bands, food trucks.
Classic cars.
Classic cars.
Car show this
poker run.
weekend in the park back here.
It's a first.
We have
I don't ever remember anything like this in our community, and
Yep, there's flyers out in the lobby
if you
if
guys
you
want
want a
flyers.
flyer.
Other than that, I'm gonna end it. Nobody has anything else to say. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Oh.
Second. All in favor of adjourning at 9:22? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion adjourned. Thank you.